All right, so if you're a freelancer, you already know the hustle is real. But here's the big question. Are you actually protecting the fruits of all that hard work? Today, we're going to dive deep into how you can shield your creative projects and really secure your career. And we'll do it with two super powerful tools, contracts and intellectual property rights. Let's jump right in.
You know, the guide we're pulling from today has a dedication that I think hits home for so many of us. It's for every single creator who's ever felt that horrible knot in their stomach, that fear that your work, your creation, is going to get stolen. It's such a common feeling, right? Well, today, we're going to turn that fear into a plan of action.
And really, this is the heart of the matter for pretty much every freelancer out there. On one side, you've got the dream, right? The freedom, the creativity, being your own boss. But then there's the other side, the fear. And it's a very real fear of having your stuff stolen, of being exploited, or, let's be honest, the worst one, not getting paid. So what we're talking about today is how to bridge that gap and make sure the dream doesn't become a total nightmare.
Okay, so where do we even start? Well, your first line of defense is always going to be the contract. And look, I get it. Contracts can feel intimidating, like a bunch of complicated legal jargon. But let's reframe that. Think of a contract as a tool for clarity. It's all about turning those fuzzy conversations and I thought you meant moments into a rock-solid, crystal-clear agreement.
And what's so cool about the source material for this is just how deep it goes. It actually includes over 30, that's 30, sample contracts for all kinds of freelance fields. You know, everything from graphic design to coding. It just goes to show you how important and how specific these agreements really need to be.
So what actually makes a contract strong? Well, it really boils down to 4 key parts that you just can't skip. First, the scope of work. This basically says, here's exactly what I'm going to do. Then, timelines and deliverables. That's the when. Next, payment terms, and this one is huge. It locks down how and when you get paid. And last but not least, ownership and IP rights, which decides who owns the final product. Nailing these 4 things, that's your entire foundation.
Okay, so we've covered the agreement part. Now let's talk about the actual work you're creating. Having a solid contract is absolutely step one, but understanding and protecting your creative assets, your intellectual property, is every bit as important. Seriously, for a freelancer, your IP isn't just some side thing, it is your business. So what in the world is intellectual property, or IP for short? Let's break it down super simple. It's basically the legal protection for anything you create with your mind. We're talking about your unique designs, that clever bit of code you wrote, those amazing articles. IP law is what says, hey, you made this, so you get to control it.
Now, the type of IP you'll probably run into most often is copyright. And here's the cool part. The moment you create something original, whether it's a blog post, a photo, some code, or a design, bam,